Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on in the house, get yourself a ringside seat, get your popcorn, get your soda, get your toilet paper, because in today's episode, we about to shit on everything.
Well, first thing I need you to do is get off my lawn. And next thing I need you to do is pick up your garbage as you walk by and keep it down out there. I need all that to happen because today
Turn
is
the TV
not our
down. Don't touch my thermostat.
Exactly. Don't go in the refrigerator. Don't keep opening that damn front door. We ain't heating the outside. All that stuff. Y'all remember
grow
this
up
stuff.
in a bar.
Exactly. Y'all remember all this stuff. This is going to be one of those episodes today, so buckle down.
Yeah, so today's episode is titled Grumpy Old Men. And that's just what we are right now. This
ain't our fault.
It ain't our fault. We didn't have to go here.
I'm like Snitsky. It's not my fault.
Not my fault.
I didn't do it. This is not my fault. This is just the remnants of what we have to deal with here. So we're going to deal with it.
But before we shit on everything, let's talk about our sponsor. Something we can't shit on. We can't shit on the sponsor. The sponsor is actually really good this week. Sponsor is Eagle Rare, 10-year-old bourbon from Buffalo Trace Company. Eagle Rare used to be hella easy to find.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
proven to be that way anymore.
Yeah, all of a sudden the market got out about Eagle Rare, but good 10-year-old bourbon. So at least cheers to the sponsor, sir.
All right. The upside, we're hitting the peak of the show right here, guys.
Eagle Rare. Good bourbon.
Yeah, I like
good
that.
flavor. Good flavor. All right. So first thing we got to talk about, first order of business. We was at Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Took in some professional wrestling on Friday night.
Wait, first off, can I shit on my Cowboys at least?
We absolutely need to take out time for that. We're gonna take the first couple of minutes of today's show to absolutely do that. Yeah, I'm here for that. Let's go.
So, Jerry Jones, are you out of your ever loving old tycoon mind? I mean, first off, you passed on arguably the MVP of the year so far in Derrick Henry.
Well, yeah, that happened.
You passed on him. Mm-hmm.
But he passed on him for Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, so that makes sense, right?
Who?
Ezekiel Elliott.
Who? Feed me more guy?
Yeah, exactly. Remember, jump in the pit of balls. Jump in the Gatorade tub and all that.
He's in the soup kitchen line at this point. Ain't no feed me more by him on the field. So first things first,
we right back the original Feed Me More guy. TikTok guys now. All right.
But so look, I'm ride or die. I've been Cowboys fan since I was walking and talking knee high in diapers. That's who I am, and I will forever be a Cowboys fan.
Congratulations.
I know I will be, but that still don't mean I can't sit here bitch moan and complain.
I mean, damn. So let's look at it this way, right? So they got the same record as the Panthers almost. Right? I think they're one game ahead of the Panthers.
3-7.
Exactly. The Panthers, and the Panthers are 2 and whatever. They're one game behind, but the salaries on the teams are astronomically different, right?
Yeah.
The Panthers are paying. I think I make more than most of the Panthers players at this point. The Cowboys, though, they're making more than everybody else in the league. They got the top salaries over there, and ain't got a damn win for it. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if the team ain't bad enough, the damn building falling apart.
What the hell is that?
Tried to open the roof and sheet metal.
Sherry's World can't fall. That at what
that's not a side.
Granted,
that's a side.
The world's falling down.
The world's falling down in Jerry World.
Everything's falling apart at one time. Well, I mean, so there is a saving grace there. Rumor has it that they're looking at a head coaching change. And personally, I'm sad about this. I'm afraid that it's set to happen. I'm very sad about it because rumor has it that the great Bill Belichick will be going off to Arlington or wherever the hell it is. And I'm like, but I like Bill. I can't have him go to a team that I just can't stand. That would be a conflict of interest for me.
So as a fan, I can say this as a fan. Belichick, what did you do in New England the last 3 years you were there?
Without Tom Brady? Yeah, that's a hard road to walk. I don't know.
You think it's going to be any different in Dallas?
I mean, so you think Bill's going to come in and not want total control?
I think Bill ain't going to never darken the shade of that door. And here's why. Jerry ain't gonna let that coach be coach.
Yeah,
and Bill Belichick don't do that.
And I think that's where the rubber's gonna meet the road, as they say.
Yep.
Because if Belichick goes in, he's gonna want the GM, he's gonna want the head coach, he's gonna want to be all that. He's gonna want his ownership to be like Bob Kraft, where he's completely hands off of the team.
Yep.
All he does is write the checks. Bill does everything.
Bob wouldn't completely hands off.
He was with the team. now the massage parlors and stuff like that. I mean,
but a touch.
Apparently everybody was hands on in those. Ooh. But nonetheless, Bill's gonna want to go in there and be the GM, the head coach. You know, he's gonna want to do everything short of write the checks, right? Yep. And Jerry notoriously has never been able to give that control up to anybody else,
and he won't. And he is. Look, if we're gonna bring this back into the wrestling discussion, Jerry Jones is Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
they're one and the same.
Yeah, and I think his ouster is going to be the same way. You know, the only way he's getting out of the Cowboys.
Somebody need to fess up some dirt.
Either that, or I mean, inevitably the pine box is coming. It's coming for us all. So
he's in his 80s. It ain't.
Yeah, it's coming for everybody. So one day that'll happen. But those are the only two ways at this point. I feel like that's the only way. Like how Vince was willing to, sell and all that other.
Yep.
He wasn't willing to do that until all this stuff started coming out. He knew he was gonna have to make a departure one way or another anyway. I think that's the only way you'd get one. Jerry would never sell. I mean, at this point, there's nobody to sell to.
I mean, it's a family business. I mean, Stephen Jones is going to run it after Jerry.
True, but I mean, there's nobody that he could say. I mean, they're the most expensive franchise in all of sports.
Yeah,
there's nobody that can afford that.
It would take a conglomerate
exactly
to come together.
Yeah, so like the numbers that they gave for WWE, that Endeavor gave for, that's the numbers it would take to even start the conversation to get the Cowboys. I mean, so that's a no-go.
Cowboys are valued at like $200-something billion.
Exactly. So I mean,
that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and then nobody's reaching that. Nobody's even attempted to attain that level of sports fandom.
But I digress. We'll move on. But just in the same vein of the Dallas Cowboys, we're talking about Cowboy Stadium, the wrestling match that took place there the other night, and we're talking about.
That's what happened in the football game, because Tyson and Jake Paul, the two professional wrestlers that we saw go at it on Friday, they blew the roof off the joint.
They blew the roof off, literally. So everybody who is anybody that's in the sports mind frame saw that fight. So
120 million people saw it per Netflix. What the hell? 120 million people?
Well, question though, did they see it?
Well, they saw bits and pieces of it.
I mean, they saw, the circle spin.
They saw the first two matches.
99%.
What was it? It was a 4-fight affair. They saw the first two fights.
So I will say,
that's not true. Probably like 4 million saw the first two fights. That's why we didn't have problems.
So I will say, let's stop for a minute. Let's get off our bitch fest for just a minute, though. Let's give props to Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. They put on a hell of a fight.
They definitely did, but they also got WWE'd in that.
They got WWE.
Actually, no, screw that. They got AEW.
I mean, Amanda Serrano.
That was a work if I've ever seen.
Amanda Serrano was ahead on punches. She had the percentage of punches landed. She had a point docked from her for headbutts, and she still walked away.
She found a way. Yeah, she found a way to win. So I mean, and I told you as it was happening, I said, look, at the end of the day, the Boxing Council, I think it was WBC that they were fighting for, but whichever league they were fighting for, that league wasn't letting a title change happen on a Jake Paul event. They're going to make it happen on their event. So they're going to set up the biggest rematch of all women's boxing history on whatever, league that they're in. And and then the same thing will probably happen, but then Serrano will actually take the victory in that, because her losing that fight, that damn near made me want to cut the next fight off before we even saw the debacle that happened.
And hindsight being 2020, we probably should have.
Well, it looks like everybody else did. I mean, everybody else must have revolted and like tried to do the thumbs down thing on that, because all of a sudden the Mike Tyson fight starts and hell, the screen went blank over and over and over again.
So for what we could watch out of it, though, I mean, granted, Look, we all knew Tyson was 58 years old going into this fight. He wasn't a young man anymore. But at the end of the day, even an old man like that still got power. I mean, the way he was.
So we saw the training video.
We saw the training video. But here's the thing, though. Tyson did come out after the fight and told really what happened to him in June.
Yeah, so he told what happened to him in June, but he didn't tell what happened to him in that fight.
No,
we'll get to that though.
So, but yeah, he apparently had to have 8 blood transfusions, and he damn near lost his life.
Yeah.
And look, I ain't interested in seeing Mike go out like that. I mean, granted, Mike ain't been an angel, but at the same time, I mean, that's a sports hero that I grew up with. So
yeah.
I ain't looking to see Mike go out like that. I really didn't want to see Mike go out the way he went out.
Well, I didn't want to see Mike go out to the ring after the damn bell rang. So what is something the rest? What does Pritchard always say? And then that damn bell rang. And everything else was good. You know, the entrances were good. You know, we had a lot of hype. We had a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yep.
And we were ready to go. That first round came out, and I'm like, holy hell, this is about to be good. Let's go. When then all of a sudden, either Mike ran out of gas or Mike cut the motor off intentionally. But one way or another, from round 1 through the rest of the fight, that fight took a completely different take on it. Now, I mean, anybody who's listening, I'm sure has seen videos across YouTube, TikTok, all the other websites available where it looks like there was a little conversation had in the middle of the ring, you know, and then all of a sudden the fight took a nosedive.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that, but what I do know, and, you know, I almost know it as good as if I was in one of those locker rooms, is that damn thing was scripted better than some of the stuff we've been seeing on AEW lately.
Yeah.
If AEW had that kind of storytelling, hell, I'd at least stumble through some of it occasionally.
I mean, everybody has seen by now all of the conspiracy theories through TikTok, what all some of the stuff meant. When Mike actually landed a few punches and Jake, you know, kind of did that whole lizard thing with his tongue. Everybody was like, he was trying to tell Mike, hey, slow your ass down.
He was like, right, you remember the steps, right?
And then Mike biting his glove like a damn caged animal.
Yeah, like he was like, man, I want to kill this guy, but I got to keep myself in check.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, all of that stuff went down, and even to the post fight when they were in the ring, and Mike tried to call out Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And Logan was like, you know, MF, I'll kill you.
Yeah. Great to say.
Yeah.
But
I doubt it. Yeah. I doubt he would.
Hell, Logan can't kill the WWE guys he's doing. Theirs is outwardly scripted. Yeah. Now, hell, I mean, Logan could write up a script where he could be, you know, he could kill Mike again if they give Mike another 20 minutes. I mean, hell, let's be honest. Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr., all the other boxers that were in attendance, all of them would go up there and do the same thing for $20 million. At 58 years old, what the hell difference does it make to Mike's record? What does it do to his career after the last few fights he had anyway? I mean, it ain't like it's going to get any worse than some of those.
So I'm going to say this. I have my own opinion on what happened. I've not heard this from anywhere, but this is just my opinion on what's really going on. Everybody's bagging on Jake Paul and saying, Jake Paul, if you really want to call yourself a boxer, fight somebody that's actually worth a damn, right? Fight somebody that ain't old. Fight somebody that boxing is their bag. You know, go that route, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Right, that's the idea. But Jake Paul, the promoter, knows if you go that route, where's the money?
Well, so it's in the knockout. I mean,
because honestly, if his ass gets knocked out,
yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Right. So that's where the money is. It's in the knockout. So as long as he prevents the knockout, the money will keep coming.
But I mean, I'm just talking about if they want him to fight a legit boxer, tell me, who's a legit boxer?
So we don't know enough about. Nobody knows enough about boxing.
That's why he can't. That's why he can't go grab somebody that's a legit boxer.
No,
there's no name.
I mean, he
value.
can fight. Who is it? Tyson Fury. Who was the guy that Deontay Wilder? He could fight one of them, but that would
neither one of them guys gonna take that fight.
No, that would be a mollywhopping. Yeah. That would be ridiculous.
They know.
That would be less than 10 seconds, and they would get more negative backlash out of it than they would get anything positive because. Thank God, first of all, we didn't pay for this Tyson thing. Had I paid for this, all hell would have broke.
It'd been fit to be tied.
Yeah, so had I paid for it, first thing I would have did was cancel my Netflix. The second thing I would have did was report my credit card stolen. So there's no way they're going to convince me that you're shaking me out of $100. Watch that nonsense that we saw.
I'd have figured out where that Netflix home office is, and I'd have been in there Monday morning.
We'd had some conversations there. Like I said, the first thing I'd have did is cancel my Netflix. The second thing I'd have did is report my credit card stolen. When they say, when did you think it came up missing? Friday afternoon, before this damn fight got over.
But if anything is anything, two things were proven to me in that fight. The first thing, boxing's dead.
Yeah.
Boxing's dead.
Yeah, exhibitions are the way to go at this point.
Now, let me contradict that by saying something. Women's boxing may not be dead.
No, I mean they got a lot of interest in it, but same difference, right? Before that fight, nobody knew who they were before that fight.
Exactly. So. Outside of Katie Thomas and Amanda Serrano, who else is a female boxer?
Exactly.
So that's the thing. So yeah, boxing is pretty much dead. But anyhow, we
speaking of dead,
yeah,
let's transition.
Continue to shit on this, but let's transition.
Speaking of dead, I mean, it's a smooth transition here, seamless transition. Because speaking of dead, my God, we got another one on deck.
So AEW. And AEW fanboys out there that's listening.
Yeah, you can go ahead and turn the volume down.
You can go ahead and tune out.
Yeah, because I mean, you already hit the download button, so we appreciate that. Yeah. You already, please don't unsubscribe or anything. It'll get better from here.
It'll get better.
But this ain't going to be y'all's day to day because holy hell.
No. All right, so we got to talk about this Full Gear pay-per-view.
Yeah, it ain't full.
No.
Like first gear.
It ain't even in gear, in my opinion.
It's like first gear.
It's in neutral.
Exactly. Yeah, they're looking at first gear.
So we talking about boxing and has to be on the ropes. AEW's on the ropes right now.
That's saying something.
They are on the ropes big time. Now look, as a wrestling fan, it hurts sometimes to even talk about this way. It does, because I want to see them succeed. And we've talked about that before. It's chronicled. Yeah. We want to see AEW succeed. Hell, we want to see every wrestling promotion succeed.
There's a plethora of talents in AEW that I want to see do great.
Yep.
I don't, Bobby Lashley probably in my top 5 of favorite wrestlers of all time. Not best wrestlers of all time. These are different. But I mean, I followed Lashley through his original WWF run. I followed him all through TNA. I didn't tune out of TNA until Lashley wrestled Moose in the Loser Leaves Town heavyweight title match, and Moose won and Lashley left. That was exactly the moment when I stopped watching TNA, because at that point I said, damn, there's nothing here left for me because Lashley's out.
Right.
We never really got that Roman feud with Lashley. So he had a couple title runs in his last time in, but we never really got the big matches. We got the Brock Lesnar matches he had were damn near like the Tyson fight. So I mean, a lot of sizzle, no steak. It was kind of one of those deals. So I really want to see something good for him in this company, because I mean, this is probably it, right? This is probably the last stop. So I want talents to succeed no matter where they are. They are in AEW and they're there for a while, which means I want them to succeed there, which means I want the company to succeed there. I just don't see it. I mean, God bless him. Maybe Tony Khan has it. Maybe he sees it. And if he's got enough money to get him there. So, hey, more power to you. I'm waiting for it. I just don't see it. With what he's got, with the stories he's trying to tell, and the people he has and the places they're in, I don't know where we go positively from here.
Let's talk about the card for Full Gear. This is we got to. We got to, because there's very few matches on here that. So I'll be real with y'all. There's nothing on this card that makes me want to buy this pay-per-view.
No, hell no.
There's nothing.
There ain't really nothing on here that makes me want to watch it free. I mean, at this point, I'm figuring the couple things that I'm going to find out the results
on Twitter.
Exactly. And the couple things I am interested in see, they'll be on YouTube Monday morning.
Yep.
I'll just hold out, and I can see, because I mean, hell, even the matches I want to see, I probably don't want to see the whole match. I probably just want to see the highlights.
And for those out there that may be rowing the same boat with us, AEW's got a pay-per-view this coming up weekend, believe it or not.
They do, indeed.
So, all right, so let's start out. And if anything, we're going to start right out of the gate that lets you know right off the bat where we're coming from. 0 Hour. You know what the match is for 0 Hour?
Hell no, do you?
Yep.
No, you're reading it. I need you to know. I need you to know off the dome, as they say, as the kids say. Off the, but I didn't even know there was a 0 Hour.
Here's my point. QT Marshall versus Costco guy AJ.
Oh yeah.
Who the F is Costco guy AJ?
So the Costco guy. So apparently this is a young people TikTok thing, right? I'm not.
Oh yeah, that ship sailed for me then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not in that. I don't believe most AEW fans are into that like that. I mean, if you're that hardcore wrestling fan, I'm not 100% sure you're hardcore TikTok, and definitely if you're on TikTok, you're not hardcore Costco. But somehow or another, the challenge was put out there and they accepted, and I think Tony thinks that's going to be what draws people in. on the 0 hour, because it's free, right? Like, we can all watch that.
Look, you could pay me to watch it, and I still ain't watching that.
Well, I mean, hell, we need to watch it for content, and I'm just hoping that SmackDown and NXT and Raw give us enough.
Bookers Alliance fans, y'all gonna have to educate yourself on that.
Yeah, I mean, hell, or if you'd like, get in touch with us on our social media. Maybe we can have you call in the next week's show, and you can tell us what happened. Because I mean, hell, short of the highlights that we pick up on, that'll probably be the only conversation we have about that shit next week.
All right. Moving on. 4-way match for the
did we even talk about it? I mean,
I don't know.
You want to pick a winner? I mean, are you invested enough to say who may win?
You know who's going to win?
Not the fans.
Not the fans.
Tony, I guess. I mean, sounds like something he would love.
Because it's some kind of a TikTok thing and the young people are into it, we'll go with Costco got AJ.
Whatever that means.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
4-way match for the AEW tag team titles. Private Party versus the Outrunners.
Who?
Versus the House of Black.
Okay, I know them.
Versus the Acclaim.
Ah, really? So, okay, I know 2 of the teams that are in it. The 2 teams I know aren't the champions, though.
Wait. Who is the champ?
So I just found out right before we started recording. Private Party are the champs, and I'm like, well, how the hell they become? I thought they were running around with Matt Hardy, and then I learned that Matt Hardy's no longer in the promotion. Private Party's doing their own thing.
That's who beat the Young Bucks, and then the Young Bucks.
Yeah, they had a big thing with the Young Bucks, and they beat the Young Bucks. I think on regular TV.
Y'all ain't putting this on. I
mean, I think they did it on.
Legit did not know.
I think they did it on the Dynamite. You know how they had Dynamites and they call them a special name or something like like Capital Combat or something.
Quake at the Lake.
Yeah, it was something like that. I get it wasn't even like Battle of the Belts. They didn't even do it on a special. They just straight did it on Wednesday
the last
night.
Battle of the Belts I heard didn't even have a belt on it to defend.
Well, hold on. I argue that point. Every wrestler in AEW has a belt of some kind. I'll be damned if they didn't have a belt involved in Battle of the Belts.
Somewhere.
Right. When I figure through Dynamite, because Dynamite's kind of like that.
You doing what to Dynamite?
Figure through it.
Wait, is that legal? Can you do that?
So how when you used to go to the grocery store and you would pick up a magazine when you were standing in line and you would just kind of thumb through it real quick. That's kind of how I watch. That's kind of how I watch AEW at this point.
But I didn't know what finger through it meant.
Well, I mean, call Britt Baker. She'll let you know. Me and her maybe have had that conversation once or twice.
Okay.
That's why she ain't on the pay-per-view this weekend. But call her.
Bluetooth.
Call her to find
Sponsored by Bluetooth.
No, but as I peek through the curtain to watch a little bit of AEW here.
Now we peep showing.
Right. I found out that Private Party was the champions, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I know the last 2 teams. I don't know who the hell the Outrunners are. No clue. Are they part of the Death Riders? Like, how like NWO was the group and Outsiders was like the tag team? Are Death Runner is
it a knockoff Blade Runners?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
Are the Outrunners like part of the Death Riders or whatever? Because Death Riders apparently are BCC, but we're not BCC no more. We're Death Riders.
You know what though? Let's talk about that for a minute. Thank God they're not BCC anymore.
That doesn't matter either.
Well, it matters if you Googled it and typed in the wrong letters.
Well, yeah, that's true. Back into that same Blue Chew conversation. So that's Blue Chew Magnum there.
Blue Chew.
That's Black Chew.
Good one, sir. Good one. I got to give you props. All right, let's pick a winner for this one. Who you got?
Damn, what was the match again? Oh, hell. Okay, Private Party. I feel like they're going to retain.
Private Party.
I don't know why, but I feel like they should retain.
So I'm going with House of Black.
Great. So let's talk about something that actually was interesting. I thought a couple of weeks ago Malachi Black was on his way out of the House of Black because, he quote unquote called it in the ring and, him and Adam Cole had
there was an interesting exchange there.
Yeah.
Interesting exchange.
And then all of a sudden, like the rumors started getting out that Malachi was on his way out. We were going to get a return of Aleister. Well, then all of a sudden we got him going on to a tirade on whatever social media he picked, because I don't follow him on social media either because he wrestles in AEW.
So I saw the post he did on social media. I don't think it was a tirade. I think it was just an outlet where he was just trying to explain to people, look, quit reading into shit. Take it for what it is. But I will say this, though. Look, this man is married to somebody that's in the WWE. Their travel schedules are way different. And come on. He wants to be back with his wife.
Yeah.
And I respect that. But at the same time,
he wants to be back somewhere where it don't suck.
Well,
I mean, let's call a spade, right?
I'll call a spade, but I also think his type of who he is personality wise, from what we see as fans, we don't know these people personally,
right?
But what we see as fans, he looks like a pretty, stand up, honorable guy.
Yeah.
And if he's got a contract, he's going to honor the contract, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean,
although there were rumors a long time ago that he was trying to find a way out of a contract to him and Buddy Matthews, and
right.
I call him Buddy Matthews because apparently he was trying to find his way to the Same difference though. He's also got a spouse on the other channel.
I just call him Rhea's bitch.
Exactly. Same. Well, no, that was Dom. I mean,
little buddy, don't come after me.
Yeah,
I'm just poking fun.
Remember when he came here to wrestling and we saw him up close?
Look,
don't want them problems.
We talk about a girl all day long. How she thick? Buddy Matthews.
Yeah, you don't want them problems.
That boy's thick.
That's why I say you don't want them problems.
Them boys' arms was like freaking tree trunks.
Yeah, so remember the other guys are like, remember we saw like White Mike and a couple other guys.
Pipsqueaks.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Compared to you.
You could see the difference between big time and local wrestling. Yeah, saw the difference.
Buddy, we just joking, man. Don't come at me, bro.
No, you're just joking. I didn't say that. Don't we did hell. This ain't Smokey and Craig.
Come on now.
Don't we hell. You hold on, big worm. This motherfucker right here. It was not me. Was not me.
Sorry, y'all. We off the rails.
But we had to have some fun in there. Yeah, we can't shit on everything. Can't nobody shit on Friday.
All right, let's move to the next match. Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Roderick Strong.
MJF still works there.
Why?
Hell, I ain't seen him since early summer.
Why does
Remember, he was out for like 100 months with his injury. He came back, wrestled like 2 matches.
Why does Roddy have beef with MJF? Like, what's this about?
I mean, he's Adam Cole's friend, right? So I could.
Undisputed Era thing.
Yeah, but it's an Undisputed Era thing from a feud from June. I mean, why are we culminating with a lackey now? And I mean, I'm not to call Roderick Strong a lackey, but I mean, in the role he's playing in this, he's kind of Adam Cole's lackey. Why are we leading into trying to get into this feud 5 months after the feud, I guess, culminated or didn't, or maybe Adam Cole was injured, or maybe MJF was gone, or what the hell are we doing here?
So again, spade to spade. Roderick Strong, when he came off the independent scene, went into NXT, he came in as Roderick Strong.
Yep.
I mean, he lightweight knockoff Tommy Dreamer wannabe.
Okay.
That's kind of how I saw it, right? Granted, dude's cool. Dude's good.
Yeah.
He just didn't fit in any storylines.
Yeah.
And then the storyline between him and Adam, and then eventually he joined Undisputed Era, right?
Yeah.
So Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong, that was awesome. That was cool.
It fit.
Well,
he fit.
It fit. It worked. So Adam Cole splits and leaves. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, they split and leave. Roderick Strong stuck in NXT. Diamond Mine, Roderick Strong. Fell apart again.
Yep.
I mean, what the hell? So AEW, Roderick Strong, what's your gimmick been? Adam!
Yeah, he's Adam's buddy. And I mean,
what, dude? They I don't know if it's him or the creative around him, but he's so misused.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Like you said, he succeeded in the Undisputed Era, right? He hit his highest of highs in mainstream wrestling.
Right.
When he went to AEW, when he finally did make his way to AEW, they had all the guys. Mm-hmm. Why not just do the same thing? I mean, you started it, and then, there were injuries. Then Fish got released. Then Kyle O'Reilly got put on the shelf for like a year. Yeah, I get it. There were a lot of missteps, but holy hell, now we're doing like a leftover remnant of it, and we're somehow finding a way to include Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis' husband.
Oh, shit, I forgot they were in this.
They're all in the Roderick Strong package or whatnot, who aren't affiliated with Adam Cole.
Wow.
So, I mean, what the hell are we doing here? The fact of it is, those guys were NXT top-tier talent. AEW's not even NXT at this point in the game. We should be knowing what those type of guys are doing in storyline, even if we're not really watching. You know what I mean? Those should be guys that we could say, hey, I didn't see last week's show, but I heard this happened and this happened and this happened. These guys are filler at this point. I mean, Adam Cole's not that much farther away than filler than Roderick Strong, but Strong wrestling MJF 2-3 years ago would have been huge. leading into an Adam Cole MJF feud, that would have been amazing. That would have been, oh my God, it would have been like the Invasion all over again. Now it's just like, okay, well, yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, this sounds like match number 3. It's like a middle of the card.
Well, you got to remember, you know, we're going to run out of time if we don't get to the other 17 matches here.
Oh, God. Damn. Well, we're not making this a 2-parter, so let's go. Damn straight going in. We ain't getting into this another week. Let's go.
So who we got, MJF or Roderick Strong?
MJF.
Yeah. Why should he lose?
Right. I mean, yeah. What? Right. He's been gone for a year. Anything, no way he's going to come back to pick up an L.
If anything, traditional logical booking will tell you that MJF is going to pull some kind of a hijink in order to potentially injure or permanently injure Roderick Strong, which will make Adam Cole mad, which will turn into a grudge match between MJF and Adam Cole. I mean, that's honestly. I mean, yeah, that's how I would book it.
Right, yeah. And Tony probably forgot that they already had beef that they could build off of. He's going to try and make something new. So, okay, great.
All right, moving on to a match that actually might be worth a damn. Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland.
If they make the match. So, you know, Swerve's been saying on X he's injured. And I'm like, damn, if y'all ain't already cursed to hell anyway, now you're going to take the one match that I actually am interested in, and that may get shelved.
So if Bobby Swerve can't happen, it at least needs to be Shelton Benjamin against Prince Nana.
Ew. I feel like that would be abysmal. So I feel like Swerve is doing his job and swerving on X. I feel like he's going to make the match.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, I want to say with the run that Swerve's on, he should probably win because, you know, he lost the title. Then he lost a couple matches after that, which is just horrible booking. But, you know, now you're trying to build him back up. But let's be honest. I mean, Lashley's probably as good as it's going to get for AEW as far as free agent pickups. If they find a way to bumble this, then they're bumbling their best shot at being a competitor again. So by saying that, you almost have to make Bobby win, albeit outside interference, whatever the case may be. You got to have Bobby go over here, even though it's a horrible match. It's a horrible feud. It puts you in a horrible position.
You can't bring Bobby in and let him lose that first match.
No, God, no. I mean, if you do that, then you're paying him a whole lot of money for nothing, too.
Yeah.
You know, now you got yet another guy that you're going to bury and forget about, and he's potentially your top tier talent.
All right, moving on. Jay White versus. Oh, well, hold on. Well, we kind of just said Bobby is who we kind of think of.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm going Bobby.
All right, moving on. Jay White versus Hangman Page.
Why?
Oh God. Why? I mean, this thing. I mean,
is there a belt involved in that? This sounds like something there'd be a belt in.
So apparently, Hangman put Jay on the shelf. That apparently that's what this is about. If I recall right. Now, granted, I ain't watched Dynamite that closely in 3 weeks, maybe.
What are you talking about? I thought you were still watching Collision and Rampage, and I thought you were still on the ship.
No, sir.
Yeah, I haven't seen Rampage and Collision in months. I mean, hell, I'm talking a lot of months.
Matter of fact, if they were in Charlotte, if you gave me a free ticket, I don't know if I'd go.
So if they did all 3 shows there, if they did Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, I might go. They just have to make a day of it. Just start around like 4 o'clock and carry me to 10 o'clock. I might go for that for free. I damn sure wouldn't be paying. No.
But as far as a match like this, Jay and Hangman, do they got history? Yeah, they absolutely got history. Do you think that history's being told to set the story up?
Of course not. No, that's way too much like right. They're going to tell the story that they told. Well, the lack of story that they presented. They're going to tell that and tell you this is why you want to see it. And here we go.
Yep.
I don't want to see it.
So with Jay White fresh off the comeback versus Hangman, who you got?
I'm still going Hangman. I mean, so Tony Khan hadn't creatively found a way for Hangman to lose without having to have some blood feud attached to it for the next 6 months. So I figure Hangman's going to win and they're just going to blow it off and continue to waste the talents of Jay White.
I agree. All right, moving on. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher.
This actually sounds like a good match.
Sounds like a good match, but could have been better.
Yeah, definitely could have been better.
Could have been better. There is so much history between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay.
Well, the history that AEW is telling is that Will Ospreay broke away from the what was the Jackal's name over there? Don Callis. Mm-hmm. He broke away from that, so that's why they're fighting now, because Kyle Fletcher was apparently, a Will Ospreay clone, and he's now shaved his head to break away from Will Ospreay's shadow. So that's the story they're telling. They forsook all that other 10, 15 years of history. They're going to tell their story, and you're going to
when they were running together in the United Empire, that's when they were the shit. And a lot of people was like, United Empire, what the hell is that?
Sounds like Imperium.
Go back and watch Rev Pro. Go back and watch New Japan. You'll see some United Empire. You'll see how close of a tight knit that group was. Obviously, there could be tons more story. Now, granted, they've done a good enough job trying to tell this. I've saw the promos between Kyle and Will. I mean,
they put their best foot forward.
They definitely did. But as far as where should this match have happened? If you wanted it to happen in Wembley, that would have been the place.
Yeah,
because that's where they cut their teeth as United Empire.
Yeah, they blew the coop on that one. They a little bit of slip up, but okay.
But I'm gonna go just because it's a Don Callis match. I'm gonna go Kyle Fletcher.
Oh hell, we're definitely on the outs on that one. I'm going Will Ospreay. Same thing as the previous match, right? Tony don't know how to book Will Ospreay to lose. Like that's not in his DNA. Will Ospreay's gonna pull it out. There's gonna be 700 false finishes, 1,500 kickouts at the 2.99 seconds point, and Ospreay will still find his way to win.
And according to Meltzer, it'll be a 5-star match in Tokyo.
Oh, absolutely, it's a 5-star match already. They can only go up from here.
Let's move on. TNT Championship match: Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia.
Wait, the TNT Championship still exists?
It does, even though it's demolished and painted black.
Yeah, well, I mean, so if they did that with all the titles, maybe we wouldn't have to deal with them.
Maybe they just all go away.
Well, if we keep up with these kind of reviews, hell, either AEW is going away or we're going away talking about them. One of the two. But
all right, so I actually know nothing about this feud. I know nothing about this match. I haven't seen any of the build. Hell, I didn't even know what was going on. Nope. And I hardly remembered that Jack Perry is the TNT champ.
Nope. And on top of all that, don't care.
Yeah. If I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia just because he signed a brand new contract.
There you go.
And they're going to give him his piece.
There you go. He didn't come back to pick up losses, right? And I mean, like you said, Jack Perry is the TNT champion, has been probably more unforgettable than anything else in the world. So why not mix it up?
All right, next match. TBS Championship match between Mercedes Moné.
Damn, I thought we just did TNT title.
TBS Championship match.
Oh, hell, it's the same. Oh, God.
Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. Mercedes,
Mercedes is gonna win. Same as before, right? Yeah. Tony don't know how to creatively see her losing, that'll never happen.
So I'm. Everybody's got opinions.
Assholes.
We listen to Busted Open. I agree majority of the time with what Bully's got to say. And he has been on the street corner preaching about one topic, and I am a prophet standing behind him, agreeing with everything he's saying. Camille, they are
the brick house
totally flubbing her. They do not know what to do with her.
So let's draw back the scenario, right? We talked about this, but Tony Khan's an old school wrestling fan, just like us, right? Mm-hmm. Right around our same age, right?
Yep.
Let's say 1995-ish. Young up and comer, mid card wrestler trying to break through to the mainstream, named HBK, right? Yep. Shawn Michaels. What do you remember about him in let's say 1995? What do you remember about his gimmick that really stands out about you?
He was a chicken shit heel standing behind the powerhouse of Big Man Diesel.
Big Diesel, right?
Yep.
So you got Big Diesel or you got Brick House, right?
Yep.
I feel like Tony has had, and God bless the man, he may not even know that he's doing it, right? He may feel like, God, I'm just writing this creative stuff, like it's just flowing from the pen. Tony, you're literally reliving the shit that we all saw. We saw it just like you. All wrestling fans that A, listen to this podcast, B, do their own podcast, or 3, sit down and suffer through 2 hours of AEW every week, have seen this shit before. This ain't new.
But did Shawn belittle Big Diesel at any point in time?
When they broke up, that's how they broke up. That's exactly how they led into breaking up, because I
couldn't remember that.
They were the tag champions. Shawn was the Intercontinental champion. Then they lost the tag championships, right? And Shawn did the whole, this is your fault, and I brought you up here, and blah blah blah, and then him and Diesel kind of fell out. Well, then Diesel won. That was on Survivor Series. The next night, Diesel wins the championship. We're off and running, right?
Yep.
This is the same stuff. It's regurgitated all over again. God help us.
So Mercedes Moné?
Of course.
All right. Last match.
Oh, thank God.
What the hell, man? Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Really?
Wait, you said Jon Moxley versus Lashley? You said Hurt Syndicate versus Death Riders?
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
We talked about already. They brought in Bobby Lashley, right?
Yep.
He's in a group, right?
Yep.
Jon Moxley's the champion, and he's also in a group, right?
Yep.
Why not? I mean, all that potential is right there. What in the God's name are we going to get out of Orange Cassidy wrestling Jon Moxley? There ain't no chance in hell he's going to win.
Because this is not your company anymore.
Yeah, it's that. And, and Orange is what do they call Pinnacle?
He's a pillar.
Yeah, pillar. That's what it is. God, I was going to call it a pendulum. And then I went to a
what are the P words?
Yeah, he's a pillar. So I get it. So John has to dismantle the 4 pillars to take over the. Oh my God! I mean, stop! You've got good talent over there. Miro's still over there somewhere. God bless that man, but he's still over there.
He's brokenhearted chasing.
I mean,
Lana.
yeah, I was gonna say,
he's
got his own problems going on, but I mean, he's still over there. There's a lot of guys that you brought in already. You don't always have to go back to the homegrown talent and the pillars, knowing that the pillars are the 4 smallest pillars on the planet.
So this right here, this is why one match sums up this pay-per-view for me. This one match. There is no good reason that it should be John versus Orange. Now, all the naysayers, the few of you that there are, y'all out there going,
faithful.
Y'all going out there, why not Orange? Why not Orange? He's great. He's a fan favorite, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he is all that.
In what world do you see Orange winning this match?
That's the thing. And then, it's
not believable.
It's believability. It's credibility.
Yep.
And that's why I said Lashley, right? Moxley can win all day. He can beat Lashley. He can beat the Hurt Syndicate. But both competitors look like they're competitors. There's no way with the run that Moxley's on, talking about taking over the company and doing all these things that he's professing to be planning on doing, that we think it's going to get derailed in the very first match against Orange Cassidy. Come on now. I mean,
it ain't working for me. And I don't care how much you tie Darby Allin into this.
Yeah.
It ain't.
The same thing's going to happen. If he goes into the next event and he wrestles Darby, exact same thing, right? This is plug and play at this point. You're taking the same pillars.
Yep.
And they're not. I know Tony Khan thinks this whole pillars thing means something, but we all see through that facade. It's ridiculous.
So that's the card for Full Gear.
Thank God it's over.
Now you've heard our case on why we're sitting on this card. Go to our social media platforms. Plead your case if you feel different. I want to know.
I'd love to hear that.
I want to know why. Why do you feel different? Because I'm sorry, you've got, collectively, 35, 40 years apiece? Wrestling fans here?
Easily.
What are you seeing that we're not?
Yeah, I would love to get an alternate opinion. I would love to get somebody who's excited about this pay-per-view.
Yep.
I would love to hear from them, and I would love to do a little bit of tit for tat on what you think is coming or what you think is going to happen that we're missing.
Yeah, because I just don't see it.
No.
It's not there for me. Now, granted, it's wrestling. Am I going to catch some of it in a replay or somewhere eventually down the line? Yeah, especially the Ospreay versus Kyle.
Yeah.
I'll catch.
Well, and that's some of the in ring may be quality, right? But it's how we get there that's leaving me behind.
Yep. So go out there, reach out on social media platforms. Let us know. Let us know if we're wrong. Are we just two old heads that are off base? Maybe we done lost touch. Who knows? Maybe we're Vince McMahon.
Could be.
And if I'm Vince McMahon, then I'm finding a hooker.
Right. Yeah, I'll be Bob Kraft. Go to the massage parlor. We'll just make it easy.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We appreciate y'all, and we bid you adieu.
Yeah, turn this shit off. Don't ever make me talk about this stuff again. Goddamn.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.